Good day and welcome to Mission Control Houston. Today is Thursday, November 6th, and this is Space Station Live. Here at Mission Control, the team of flight controllers is watching over the International Space Station as it orbits 250 miles above the surface of the planet, watching over a new population on board the International Space Station of 9 individuals. The first time we've had 9 people on board the International Space Station at one time without a space shuttle presence since October 2009. That follows last night's launch of 3 crew members from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. Launch going exactly on time at 10:14
Intermediate.
p.m. Central Time.
And we had liftoff.
Which
Liftoff of
equates
the
to
Soyuz
10:14 a.m. Kazakhstan time.
On a truly Olympic
The
leap.
Soyuz launch vehicle and crew of Commander Mikhail Turin and flight engineers Rick Mastracchio and Koichi Wakata lifting off with a specially emblazoned rocket and protective cover on the space capsule in honor of the upcoming 2014 Winter Olympics, rising into the air somewhat like an inverted Olympic torch.
Reporting the second stage engines are in
All
great
systems
shape.
on the Soyuz spacecraft carrying the trio worked flawlessly, and they were able to dock to the International Space Station's Rosvet port at 4:27 a.m. this morning, Central Time, over Germany.
3 crew members, Koichi
Crew
Wakata.
displayed one of 5 different mascots selected for the Soichi, the Sochi Winter Olympic Games of 2014.
The Olympic Winter Game mascots, a polar bear.
This is the polar bear that was selected as one of those and used as a microgravity indicator inside the Soyuz capsule.
Now we can feel some G-load, but we take it all right.
And so we now have 3 different Soyuz spacecraft docked to the International Space Station. You can see the Soyuz 35 on the far end at the Zvezda service module is relocated there to make room for the newly arriving spacecraft, the Soyuz 37, which is there at the Rosvet module, and a third Soyuz human-rated vehicle on top of the space station facing away from the Earth at the Poisk module, the Soyuz 36 spacecraft. Here's a look at the 9 crew members on board. From top left, we'll go across Koichi Wakata of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, Mikhail Turin from the Russian Federal Space Agency, and Rick Mastracchio of NASA, the 3 newly arrived crew members. To their right are NASA's Mike Hopkins, the Roscosmos's Oleg Kotov, and Sergei Ryazanskiy. And below, NASA's Karen Nyberg, current commander of the International Space Station, Fyodor Yashikin, and European Space Agency astronaut and flight engineer Luca Parmitano. All 9 individuals now on the International Space Station, getting used to a very crowded house as they continue with research activities and also acclimatizing the new crew members to the International Space Station environment. Today will be a fairly early end of the day for the crew after a busy overnight set of activities with the arrival of the new crew members who were carrying an Olympic torch that eventually will end up returning home to Earth later this weekend on Sunday with Yashikin, Nyberg, and Parmitano, and then complete the relay for the Winter Olympics, lighting the torch in Fish Stadium at Sochi, Russia in February. This crew will be going to bed a little bit early today after all the busy night of activities and arrivals. Their sleep shift scheduled to begin officially at about 2 p.m. Central Time. Newly arrived crew members going through emergency drills and familiarization with their onboard crew members, making sure that they know where everything is in the event of an unexpected emergency, and just generally storing their gear and getting familiar with everything on orbit. Crew members also had time set aside for a meal and to fill out a space headaches questionnaire before moving into that pre-sleep period. All the crew members will be awakened on their regular schedule at midnight Central Time tonight. In addition, the crew also is continuing to make preparations for a spacewalk on Saturday, in which Ola Kotov and Sergei Rozansky will take that Olympic torch outside and display it to document its presence in the microgravity and vacuum environment of space before it returns home for the Olympic ceremonies. Coverage of that spacewalk will begin at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 Eastern on Saturday. It's a planned 6-hour spacewalk to also do some experiment work and assembly work outside the space station. We also have coming up the Joint Crew News Conference. That'll be tomorrow with beginning at 7:50 a.m. Central, 8:50 a.m. Eastern. All 9 crew members will participate, and all international partners will have an opportunity of 10 minutes for reporters to ask questions and get answers from the crew on orbit during that Joint Crew News Conference. Otherwise, everything working very well on board the International Space Station as the new crew members become acclimated and the veteran crew members on board continue about their work to support research and operations aboard the International Space Station. This is Mission Control Houston.